Hey, Hoof Hardy, get me a quick shave. How you doing, my friend? Dang, I should have done that in the bathroom. Should have done that in the bathroom. I'm gonna have to anyway. I can't see on. Whew. So what's up, Hoof? Got three on the porch and one in the house. I'm gonna have to get me better lighting in here. This looks like crap. Yeah, I feel all right. I'm complaining a lot and going down a lot of rabbit holes that I shouldn't be going down. But I'll be okay, I guess. Um, three, three on the three on the porch and one in the house. Refresh my memory again, Hoof. What state are you in? I know you've told me before, but I don't remember stuff so good anymore. Unless I take notes, and right now I can't write with my hand because my finger's still swollen. So I don't know what's up with that, and I'm still on antibiotics. Oh, Indiana, that crossed my mind. I may remember it the next time. Back home again in Indiana. That was a song. I don't know if that was in the movie or something, but I remember it. Back home again in Indiana. You know what else I remember about Indiana? Back when Robert Kennedy was assassinated, he had won something, a local election or something, and he got started talking about Indiana was the next stop. Indiana. And I forget what year that was. I know what year Kennedy died, his brother. But uh, whatever happened, whatever happened to the death penalty? I remember, I remember there was a time if you committed rape, that was an automatic death penalty sentence. And now they actually get out. I remember the time when a homosexual or a gay person or whatever, I don't know what the politically correct name is, but I remember if they got caught doing that, they'd go to jail. But not anymore. There's a lot of things that used to be that's not now. And matter of fact, I've got a video I've been working on about things, about the way things were back in the day, and now it's not. And things that was punishable by severe prison sentence stuff is not that big a deal anymore. Oh, I don't know. Uh, I'm some schools have gay clubs now. Really? Really? I didn't know that. I sure didn't know that. I don't think, well, I'm fixing to express an opinion, but I don't think I'm going to express my opinions. I got some relatives that's, well, I got both male and female uh, that's relatives. Um, I got a niece that's gay or a lesbian. What did they call a man gay and they call a woman lesbian? Or I don't know. I don't know. I want to do. I would love to do a video. I guess what is that on my mustache? Ain't no telling. I would love to talk to two men that are a couple or are gay. I would like to talk to two ladies that are lesbian. And I'm almost got that one in the bag about the two ladies. I got a friend that lives down the street from me, and it's the lady that's got a bunch of bamboo. She's growing out there in her backyard that she lets me cut bamboo for garden stakes and things. And all right, you people are sitting on the porch. Get your R's in the house. Stop sitting there looking. Get in here. You ain't got to say nothing. Just come on. Say hello. But I got this one lady, and she's got a bunch of bamboo in her backyard. And I didn't know who she was or whether she was black, white, gay, or whatever. And I finally managed to get up close to the door and knock on the door to get permission to get cut bamboo out of that patch of hers out there. And lo and behold, it was a black lady, and she's 45 years old, and she's retired and got this gorgeous white Dodge Ram pickup truck, a real late model, I mean, gorgeous. And she come to the door. Well, and then she said, and this is my husband. And I was looking around and I didn't see him nowhere, but he was standing there, only it was a she. That was her husband. No, that was her wife. That was her. She was the husband and her wife, she was showing me. So I've been talking to her a little bit. She's kind of like, why do you want to do that? And I said, well, it's just stuff I'm curious about. I want to know some things. And where's everybody at? But she's kind of worried about it, leery of it. But how in the world did she retire at 45? And she's been living there in that house. It's an older house, but it's in very nice condition. And she's got like probably over an acre of front and backyard. I'd say it's about an acre and a half. So she has a lot of mowing to do out there. But that's just what is that on my? It's a freckle. I don't know. But I got several things I want to do. I'm doing more videos, just talking about stuff. Uh, I, I was that last one I put up was about going down rabbit holes. You know, rabbit holes is places that's usually sad times in your life or something, and you don't need to keep dwelling on it. Or some people say don't go down that rabbit hole, but I can't help it. You know, it's stuff that happened in my life, and it comes to mind. Seems like the older I get, I got a lot of dirt on my face. I got to get in there and wash that. I've been working outside on the deck a little bit. You have times have changed. Oh, I got to get a haircut too, 'cause I got this pet brush that I use. I brush my hair the wrong way. Then I comb it down. But yeah, my hair. It's because my head itches. I can't give my head a good washing anyway because I don't have that good a dexterity in my fingers and hands and stuff. And now every time my home nurse, let me read this. See what he's saying here. Just keep on open mind. If you do talk to the ladies or the gentlemen, you might hear something you might not like. No, I absolutely have an open mind. I don't. Uh, I used to be, I guess you would call it homophobic, but not anymore. I mean, back when I was a kid, that was so taboo. You didn't talk about that to nobody, and you disliked them. You had derogatory names for them and stuff, and uh, that's just the way it was. Uh, I I can't. You know what puzzles me so much? Usually, when I meet a lesbian or something, usually I'll say, "Well, we got something in common." And most of the time they say, "What?" I said, "Well, we both like girls." And I don't think that's offensive. I don't mean it to be offensive, but that's a fact. They like girls. I like girls. Uh, I can't say that to a gay man because there ain't no way I'm going to like boys. I just can't get my head wrapped around that, And I had to, when I worked at Walmart, there was this fella, and I can't remember his name, and he was gay. And we'd be sitting there at the snack room eating our lunch or dinner, whatever it was, and some girl would walk by, and she'd be like a hottie, I call her. And I'd look at him and I said, I still don't understand why you don't like that. That's not my cup of tea either, dog. No, sir, boy. I like the ladies. I, matter of fact, somebody told me I was homophobic because I was not against it, but I was so pro straight. They said, "Well, you're scared you might be homophobic or something like that." Where in the world is my people at? I've been on now what 20 minutes, and the only one here is Hoof Hearted. That's the only one. I think I had an uncle that might have been. That might have been. But then again, I don't know why I ever thought he might have been because that rascal had 7 children and they're all my first cousins. And that was my youngest uncle. And uh, and him and his wife had 7 kids. But I had heard that it was some little rumor or something, and I had heard it. I didn't know it to be a fact or any of that stuff. And I don't believe in taking something to the bank unless you have firsthand knowledge. In other words, it's not rumors or hearsay or just yard fence talking or something. But where's my folks at, Hoof? I don't. And Hoof? What kind of work do you do? And I'm thinking you're around in your 40s or maybe your 50s. Yeah, well, I guess about every family does have a gay person here or there. What kind of work do you do, Hoof Hearted? I sent a invite to Crazy Family Tube to join in my live this time, but I was on short notice. I probably don't think they would be able to do it. I need to have a private chat with them. Manage a Napa store, and yeah, okay. I was pretty glad the Napa thing. If you'd told me that, well, I'll tell you what, Napa, they had a parts store here in Ocala. I don't know if they still got one here or not, but I was a hurricane hit, and that was bad. And we was no power and all that stuff, and you couldn't find generators anywhere to buy a generator. And I had one, but it was kaput. And I happened to be in the Napa parts store one day, and there sat this beautiful uh, generator. And it wasn't a really high powered, it was a neat one. But them rascals had 3 prices on that thing. And I was talking to the manager of the store. I said, that thing ain't worth that. He said, well, if you need it, If you really need it, it's worth it. And uh, he never did. He sold a bunch of generators, but it was the smaller ones, and he never did sell that one. And I come back in there one day, and it was still sitting there. And that was after all that had blew over. Hey, CJ, all the hurricane stuff and all the damage was over, and you could get generators. And I come in there, and I seen that thing sitting there, and I said, I'll bet you I can afford it now, but I don't need it. I got one. I went to North Carolina and bought one. I said, I bet you'd sell it for half of that now. But I like going to NAFA. They I like the service. I like the tools, and they delivered certain things to me when I had my business. There were certain tools I used, and Napa was the only ones that had one, and it was a tool that I used for tearing down furniture to recover, and they're the only ones that had one, like I used. And I used to go through two or three of them a year. I just wear them out because they were used every day, and they were pneumatic. Uh, 54. I wished I was 54. How you doing, CJ? We just sitting here yapping about whatever, how things used to be and how they are now. Amazing. I remember back in 1964 when all the quarters and the dimes and half a dollars uh, went from silver to something clad copper. There was no silver in them. And I was sitting there one day thinking, I was starting to see a lot more of the new coins coming in, And at that time, we was at a laundromat, and I decided I was going to start saving all the silver coins. And I'd go to that changer in the laundromat, and I'd put $1 in just to get silver change back. You would get quarters, dimes, and sometimes 50-cent pieces. And most of the dimes were those Mercury dimes, which is silver. And the quarters, the George Washington quarters, they were silver. I saved them for about a year, and at that time they were only worth whatever that denomination was. And I thought, well, maybe I was wrong. This stuff ain't gonna be worth nothing. So I spent them. I wished I'd have saved them all those years. I had a pile of them, but you never know about stuff like that. It's my door. I hear a cat in here, or no? That's my dog. Look at all that crap sitting over on my little table. I see a room deodorizer. I see a can of fly spray. I had a fly in here and I was trying to get rid of it. I don't know if I got him or not, but he's not been around for a while. There's a little box of what is that? Oh, that's a bottle of peroxide. and a baggie up there. I don't know what I got in that bag. I see a Folgers coffee can over there full of coffee grounds, and I see a picture just barely hanging under that little black bottle of peroxide. It's my baby sister's Christmas card she sent me. It's got a picture of her and her husband and all their dogs. She's got 6 dogs, and they're not little dogs. They're not little dogs. I just asked my daughter and her girlfriend if she would like to talk to you about same sex. I would love to talk to them about it. And I'm just I just want to get straight in my head, like when you got a child, you assume they're going to grow up. You assume they're going to grow up straight, but something along the way happens. Something along that way happens, and uh, that changes. And I just want to know how it changed, and when did they first realize they were not straight, and did they have problems coming out about it once they realized they were? And you know, I'm just curious about all kinds of things, and this is just one subject that I'm really curious about. And uh, like this friend down the street, she don't mind talking to me about it, but I want to do a video with them about it, to be able to put on my channel. And but yeah, if I won't ask you, but yeah, I would love to talk to them about it. We could do a private chat, but I would be wanting to put it on my video. I would want to publish the video. But we could do a chat, where it's just me and them two both on the screen, and uh, just bring it out the open, and talk. I guess it's to satisfy my own curiosity. Uh, and I think there's a thing going on too that I call it, well, you know, a straight man don't want to see two gay men kissing, for instance. But a lot of straight men think it's, oh, wow, look at that, and they seem to enjoy seeing two women kiss. Now that's like a double standard in a way, it's my girlfriend and I have been together for your girlfriend. Uh, your girlfriend and I have been together for 10 months. Okay, wait a minute, Hoof. Are you male or female? Hi, this is Allison. Always more drawn to girls, but I didn't really know that what that meant. I had my first girlfriend in middle school, but didn't come out to my parents until I was 16. Okay, yeah, see, that's the kind of stuff I want to know. At what point did you finally have to say to yourself that I'm gay or I'm lesbian? At what point? And did it bother you? Did it, you know? I think my own personal thoughts about that is you're born that way, and because some people say stupid stuff like you can change them. I don't think you can change. Now somebody gosh, what is his name? The guy that was married to Kim Kardashian's mother. What was his name? He was a athlete. Uh, I can't think of his name right now. And now all of a sudden, and he's got children. Now all of a sudden he comes out being changed, having a sex change or something, which that's another subject I absolutely don't understand. Uh, what is his cotton picking name? Uh, I just want to talk to now. Allison, are you Hugh Farter's daughter? Bruce Jenner, yeah, that's who I'm talking about. And now he's Caitlyn, and I I can't wrap my brain around that at all. I can understand somebody being gay or lesbian, but I can't understand how a man that did all the stuff he did in the Olympics and everything, and was married and had children, and then all of a sudden he's not Bruce anymore, he's Caitlyn. I can't wrap my brain around. Boy, I'd love to talk to him one on one. And I don't know why stuff like that, and it's not just sexual stuff, and all that. It's all kinds of stuff. Uh, like I got this brother. He's been married 4 times, and all four of his wives were very obese. I mean, they were huge. And I'm not. What is that on my mustache? I'm gonna have to check the mirror on that one. But and all four of them have been obese, huge. He doesn't like art. He for some reason he's attracted to a woman with that body type. Some men are not. Some are. Uh, but sometimes you might be attracted. A lady might be attracted to a slim guy, and I was a slim guy. When my wife and I first started, I was a slim guy. But she wound up with a slim guy that went fat. I weigh about I weigh about 270 right now. One time I was getting close to 300, and I cut back on a lot of stuff. But yeah, Allison, I would, I would love to talk if you're okay with it. I would love to do a one-on-one, and I would like to do a live stream with you and your, I don't know if you would call it, well, I guess you'd call it your girlfriend. I don't know. That's another thing. What what determines, I mean, like this lady down the street that I know her and I know her by name, but the lady she's married to, she calls her the wife. Now, how does she be the husband, and what determines that? I don't know. I had a sister, well, I have a sister that her daughter is a lesbian, and boy, my sister, she was so upset by that, and one day I can't remember exactly what she said, but she said, and she was referring to my daughters as dating black guys. And she was so upset talking about her daughter that day. And she said, well, at least your daughter's on the right side of the street. So she was, I don't know if she ever got over that or not, but I know her daughter now, she has terminal cancer. So I don't know how she's doing. She lives in Jacksonville. But there's so many things out there in this world that I wonder about. I want to know about lawyers. What makes some of them pretty honest and some of them are stinking thieves? And I know that to be a fact. I know that to be a fact because I got bamboozled by one. He didn't get it all, but he kept trying to get me to. I can't remember. I'm not even going to discuss that. I get upset thinking about it. It cost me about $300,000. It's what it cost me. And I know what he did, but I can't prove it. I know exactly what he did, but I would like to talk to like, now there's a lawyer that I watch on YouTube. It's Steve Lado. He has a page. Yeah, we would both be considered the wife. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Because I have gay family members too. Yeah, I would sure like to do a round table with somebody like that. If Allison, if you and your girlfriend would do a live chat with me, I'll set it up. Just let me know. And I've got no prejudices or malice or anything towards anybody that is gay or lesbian. Not my cup of tea. But I sure would like to know about it. I'm assuming there's a lot of other people that may want to know about it, but they're afraid to ask. Well, I'm not afraid to ask. I've asked several couples, lesbian couples, about doing that, but they don't want to do a video about it. So, and that seems to me if you're gay or lesbian and you're not willing to talk about it, it's like you want to keep it hid. And I don't think you should be ashamed of. I don't think it's nothing to be ashamed of, you know. It's kind of like it's kind of like some men like redheads, some like blonde, some like brunette, some like jet black. Uh, some men like Caucasian, some men like black, some men like Asian, Oriental, and wow. Thanks, who? Uh, uh, how did you take that, who? How did your wife take that when it was all said and done? I mean, was you upset? Was you you know, some people say it is what it is and goes on with their life, you know, and then some people disown them. But it's for instance, I was raised racist. I didn't think I was, but I was raised that way, and certain terms and terminologies and names and all that stuff was used at the drop of a hat. And for instance, when my daughter come home from college pregnant, I was upset. But boy, I was standing in her bedroom door talking to her, and I won't know who the father was and all that stuff. He was up in Kentucky somewhere. And all of a sudden, she unloaded on me that he was black. I pitched a, a fit. I was standing in her door and I sat there and I punched my fist through her bedroom wall. I was so upset. And I was making statements like, she's going to have an abortion, or she's going to have to put it up for adoption and stuff like that. I actually said those things. And then one day later, a couple of days later, I found out they was planning an abortion or putting it up for adoption. Well, guess what? If I'd have been standing by a wall, I would have punched another hole in the wall. And I'm like, no way in hell are y'all going to kill my grandson or my grandchild. So I did a complete reverse. And when that boy was born, now that's Donovan, my oldest grandson, I fell in love with that little baby and I've loved him ever since. I love all three of my mixed grandsons. But yeah, I was a racist. My wife was surprised by it, but for me, it is what it is. I didn't treat her any different. I love her for who she is. Nothing can take my little girl from me. There you go, man. That's the way it should be. Oh, it's your child. And I'm not going to say Now, some people would say, well, she couldn't help it, she couldn't help the way she was and stuff like that. And when somebody said that about my grandson Donovan one time, said, well, he can't help what he is, you know. Well, I'm sorry, my friend, and this is my brother-in-law, and I said, you can just kiss my ass. I said, he can't help being born. He can't help, but you use it in a term like it means he's inferior, and he can't help it that he's inferior. That's the way it comes off to me. You know, don't do that. Don't tell me that. And I've got into run-ins a few times when people say, "Well, he can't help what he is," you know. Kiss my butt, boy. Oh yeah. So I figure I'm pretty open-minded about a lot of things. There might be some things that I'm not open-minded about, but like for instance, if you start telling me what a great car the 1957 Chevrolet was, I ain't open-minded about that at all. I hated them darn things. My car was a 57 Ford Fairlane, two-tone brown and yellow. So I'm not open-minded about that. I hate them Chevrolets. And I hated it when Chevrolet first come out with them V8s, 1955, I believe it was. So there are things that I'm closed-minded about, but it's not a person or something like that. Well, I have to say one thing. I can't stand people that do terrible things, do terrible wrongs, and you know they did it. It ain't hearsay or you know it. And I'm not open minded. Then they start making excuses why they did that and stuff like that. Well, you did what you did, and I don't have a forgiving heart on stuff like that. I was pretty close minded about my mother for years. I didn't have it in my heart to forgive her, and I'm talking about uh, she got me for many, many thousands of dollars. She even got, when I was in the military, I was sending home, well, the government was sending her a was it a 70, yeah, it was a $75 savings bond, government savings bond. Every month she got one to hold for me because I didn't, there wasn't no need of sending them to me there, you know, me in the military, but to send it home. And she actually, when I got home and out of the military and I wanted my savings bonds, I was going to go cash them in. And by that time they had matured. They were actually worth, uh, I paid $37.50 come out of my pay every month to buy a $75 savings bond. And when they matured, I was getting $75. And when I got home, I wanted them. Guess what? She didn't have them. She was spending them. She was cashing them in as fast as she got them. Uh, that's still a hard pill for me to swallow. But, you know, And she got away with it, you know. Well, what could I do? You know, I sent them to her. I was having them sent to her. I was having them sent to 5555 Moret Drive, Jacksonville, Florida, every month. And I didn't have, so I didn't have any money. Chargers, Challenger, Dart. Oh, Dart. Now I wished I could have me another Dart. I had a 1964 Dodge Dart, and I'm still a Dodge person now. But as far as back in 1957, when that 57 Chevrolet come out and the 57 Ford, hands down Ford, buddy. I love that car. I used to go down to the Ford dealership when I was 16. I'd go down to Hullsdale, that was the name of that dealership, and just begged them to let me sit in that, just sit in it, you know, in the showroom there. And at one point, I had a picture of me sitting in one. And I loved that one that was two-tone brown and yellow. And I didn't like that little stubby fin on some of them. I liked that Fairlane. You had that nice flared fin on the back. Love that thing. I never did get to own one of those. I owned a few Fords, but most time I was buying Dodge products. And I had a Pontiac, one of them muscle cars. I bought it. It was old, and I was going to restore it and everything, and I never did. And somebody come by and offered me, made an offer that I couldn't refuse, and I sold it. But I don't know where everybody's at now. He had a '68 Dodge Dart. But I'm glad I've had this thing here because I've learned something about Hoof Hearted and Allison. Uh, Matter of fact, Allison, if you're still around there, does it bother you when a man comes up and pays you a compliment, not a vulgar compliment or anything like that, but uh, does that, how do you take that? How do you take that? I don't know. Well, I don't know. It's nobody coming on tonight. I don't know what's going on with that. I've been on almost an hour, and I still only got four on the porch. I don't know how many I got in the house, two or three. But anyhow, Allison, I appreciate your input, and if you ever take a mind you'd like to do it, let me do a conversation with you and your girlfriend. I would sure appreciate it a lot. Um, Matter of fact, you could even have your dad sit in with about it too. Life is a mystery. That's what makes it interesting. Yes, it is. Okay, see that now that's interesting, Allison. But men who flirt with me do make me uncomfortable. Okay, and see that's put something in my brain there that now I know not a good idea to flirt with somebody that's a lesbian, as it might make them uncomfortable, even though I would mean it, especially if I know that they are uh, lesbian. And if I know that, I wouldn't dare uh, flirt with them. And I'm a big time flirt. I can't help it. I flirt a lot more. I was flirting with this waitress one time, and it looked like she was kind of shocked, you know. And my wife said, "Don't worry, dear." Said, "He's harmless." She always told everybody that I'm harmless. Well, I hope I'm harmless. Think about that, Allison. That would be a great honor for me to be able to do that. And maybe I'd even get a few views. I don't know. I'm still trying to come up with something I can do on my YouTube channel that I can start making. Boy, I would love to make just a couple of $100 a month, but I don't even make $25 a month. But and my subscribers, it goes up and down. I've lost about 10 in the last month, and then I picked up one today. But yeah, keep that in mind, Allison. I would sure appreciate it. And if you wanted to do one and not me publish it, I would be open to that too, because it kind of broadens my insight into things that I've always wondered about. And I'll tell you something else that I wonder about. What makes a person like a man that wants to do a conversion, or whatever you call it, to be a woman? I don't understand how they do that. And does that mean he was actually gay and he just wanted to make it? I don't know. I'm really confused about that. I really am. And women wanting to be a man and everything. And like that guy, that swimmer in one of the colleges, he was on the ladies swimming team and he was a man. And I don't understand how what do they change? Is it some kind of hormones treatments or something? And how can how can he be a woman? I mean, what do they do? Cut it off and make another one? I don't understand that. And I wish somebody like that would explain it to me in terms that I can understand. I don't know. Maybe it's none of my business, but my curiosity's there, and I have a lot of curiosity. And this food bank that we go to twice a week, I would love to just be able to go over there and volunteer, but there's not much I can do, me scooting around on a wheelchair. But I would like to see how that operates. Where does all that food come from? Uh, I just want to know about the whole deal. Uh, I don't know. That's just the way I am. Now, when I was younger, back when I was in the military, I wasn't like that. And it would have helped me a huge amount to have been more curious about stuff and how stuff worked back then when I was in the military, but I wasn't like that. I've heard the male member gets flayed open and tucked up. Ooh, oh, that hurts. I don't understand that stuff. I don't that I don't understand it. But I'll tell you one thing. This man that changed into a woman at the college on that swim team and everything, he still had a man's body, a man's muscle mass and all that, and he had no business competing, or she had no business competing against other natural born women on them swim teams. So, and even Bruce Jenner or Caitlyn Jenner even said that, said it's not fair. And Caitlyn Jenner, he was changed over, and he said it would not be fair for him to compete. Most believe that they were born one sex and their psychological God became another. There is scientific proof, though, in some of these cases where the brain actually developed as one sex. That makes sense. That makes sense, Echo guys. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Okay. All right. I've been yapping over an hour now, so I guess it's time for me to get out of here. I want to catch my daughter before she goes to work. Uh, we got our microwave took a dump. This is a new one they bought. Of course, it was a cheapie that they bought, and I don't know what's going on with it, but there's all kind of smoke and flame shooting out of the side of that thing. Yes, is that Dauber or I mean, yeah, that's Dahmer. That's Dahmer. That's the psycho. He's nuts. I love him to death, but he's nuts. And see, he gets that tail going over there, and he starts attacking that tail. All right, guys, I am going to be out of here. I appreciate it so much, and think about that, Allison. Please do. Please do. I'll see you in the next one.